Hello, Western Carolina students, and welcome to my Dress for Success presentation. Some of these slides were taken from your Western Carolina Career and Professional Development Center, and those slides will have the Western logo across the top. So I'll let you know that now. Dr. Teresa Paul is the one who provided those slides for us. So the rest of them I found and inserted myself, and I think I have given credit to everyone who deserves credit. Most of the slides have the logos of where I found them. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look first of all at some pictures of people and think about who you would hire in these pictures. So I'll give you this first slide, and then we'll move on to the next slide. So out of this group, take a look at these four different pictures and think about who you might hire from each one of these pictures. And as we go along, and there's our last one, who would you hire slide. The one on the far right, the girl in the blue dress, I love the color blue. I think that's just a beautiful, beautiful dress. I would probably buy that and wear that to a party or something, or wear that to maybe a picnic, or, I don't know, maybe just out to dinner one night. It's just a cute dress, right? I probably would not wear that to an interview. What that says when you wear something that's a little bit less professional, more of a social kind of event dress, what that says is that you're really not taking the job seriously. And on the far left, we see this guy who looks like he's maybe getting ready to work on his car or his motorcycle or something, and he sure is good looking, isn't he? But anyway, I probably would not advise him to wear that to an interview in a professional setting, such as an accounting firm. Both of these people might be perfectly fine if she were going to an interview to be a hostess at a restaurant, or if she were going to interview for a different type of position. And he would certainly be just perfectly fine if he were going to interview for a job as a mechanic, maybe, or, maybe as a lifeguard or something like that. But in the professional world, we want to make sure that we dress professionally, like the two people in the middle. And I have given you a slide of all types of professional looking people. They are dressed in business suits, various different colors of ties. It's they all have different hairstyles, I believe, and they all have big smiles on their faces as well. Okay, I gave you in this slide 7 tips to dress for success. This came courtesy of Sprout Marketing, and there's a website that you may also access if you would like to read more from the Sprout Marketing. There are 7 tips. I'm not going to read these to you because I don't want to insult your intelligence. I know you can read. Let me make a couple of little comments about them. First of all, make sure that your dresses, suits, business shirts are wrinkle free. We want to dress to impress, and anything that is too casual is going to give the impression that you're not really serious about that job. And I love the terrible twos. Don't make it too short, too tight, or too low cut, because that also kind of gives the impression that you're not quite as serious about the job position as you should be. What else? Let's see. I love the comment, prom hair belongs in the high school yearbook. What we used to have these great big poofy hairdos with you've seen the 80s look, right? With the what do we call them? We called it, and then you've got the classic, we called it Camaro hair because Camaro was like a big deal to have a Camaro back then. So we called it Camaro hair. And then we also had the perms and the poofy hair, and the guys had the shaggy looking haircuts as well. Let's see. We want to go easy on the makeup. And it says there's only one room. There's only room for one Lady Gaga in this world. But we do want to make it classy and go a little bit easy on the makeup. We don't want bright red lipstick if we're going to a professional job interview. But your generation is wonderful because you've kind of gone away from the bright red lipstick anyway. And all of the people in the younger generations, I've noticed, go with the classic lip gloss, or the conservative sort of lip. I don't think you use lip gloss. I'm not even, lip balm, things like that. So you guys already know number 6. And as far as your jewelry, many accountants don't wear jewelry at all. And when we do, it is fairly conservative. So for a job interview, you want to make it fairly conservative. Okay, I have a slide for men. Specifically for men, you may read this slide and you may take notes and look at, step by step. There are 5 different steps of just kind of a checklist to go down that checklist and just check off that each item has been taken care of and that you are satisfied with how you look for each interview. And I have taken these slides. This came from your Career Center for Professional Development here at Western Carolina, and they have given some very good guidelines as to gentlemen's ties and do's and don'ts. I also kept the shoes slide because there are some shoes you do want to wear and some shoes that you probably don't necessarily want to wear to an interview. Although I don't know that would be a deal breaker. If you don't own a pair of the shoes on the top line and you haven't been able to get to a shoe store yet to get a pair, then I don't know that would be a deal breaker. You just want to do your best to make sure your shoes are professional. You don't want to wear any sneakers or tennis shoes or anything like that. Okay, women dress for success. I also have 5 tips that I found online, business professional dress for women. So you also have 5 items to check off, and they're the same items, are very similar in the 1 through 5 steps. So you just want to look at that checklist. And I have kept these slides from your Center of Career and Professional Development from Western Carolina as well, that Dr. Teresa Paul developed for us, and you will want to review those. I will let you do that as you select your outfit for our networking event this semester. Dress for Success do's and don'ts. I left this slide in for you. You can look at those do's and don'ts. And then we have a how to dress for an interview. Have some do's and some don'ts that you will want to go over and just, use them as a checklist. Just make sure you don't have any bright red, bright orange, bright yellow. Make sure it doesn't look like you're a crossing guard when you go to your interview. Avoid anything that's too tight because that just accentuates all of our flaws, basically. You don't want it too loose because, it looks kind of sloppy, but you don't want it too tight either. Let's see what else. Stay away from too much jewelry. We already said that. Don't wear flip-flops. Hey, even if you're going for a job as a lifeguard, I probably would not wear the flip-flops. I'd leave the flip-flops, the sandals, the Nikes, and the boots in my closet at home and use that for my social events. Let's see. And moving forward, I have included a slide with everything on it: business professional, business casual, general recommendations, and what to do with your personal items. So I think this was a very good slide to include, and it will kind of bring everything together for you, and you can even print it out and use it as a checklist as well if you would like to. So thank you so much for being here for the presentation. I look forward to working with you. If you have questions or concerns, please feel free to text me or email or give me a phone call, because what I have noticed and what I also included as in your instructions, if you find that you cannot find a perfect outfit, then try your best. Just go with what you've got. Maybe borrow something from a roommate or a sibling or even a parent if if your mom is. I used to be about the same shoe size as my daughter, and she would borrow my shoes. And so I was on my way to teach a class out at Western one afternoon, and I went to or one morning I was getting my clothes together and on my way to work. So I was going after work to teach the class, and I couldn't find my shoes that matched my skirt. And so I texted my daughter, who happened to be a student at Western at the time, and I said, "Hey, have you seen my purple shoes that match my purple skirt perfectly?" And she said, "I might have accidentally brought them back to school with me." And so I arranged to meet her in the parking lot. I said, "Would you meet me in the parking lot? Because I'm wearing this skirt and I really want to wear these shoes with it. And if you need them, I'll be happy to meet you in the parking lot after class or drop them off at your apartment or so that you can have them back. I just need to borrow them for an hour and a half to teach class." So even your parents, will be flattered if you borrow their clothing. So also consignment shops and thrift shops are good ways to find affordable clothing. So thank you for being here. I am now going to see if I can stop this video. Thank you so much. Look forward